What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for In the Zone. With me today, mixed martial arts fighter Bobby Seronio, who's out in Cali trying to make a name for himself and hopefully get a call up to one of the big organizations. Now, first off, you started mixed martial arts when you were 5 years old with karate. Tell us about your experience with martial arts.
Well, I've been doing karate since I was 5 years old. It all started in the garage with like me, my two sisters, my dad, my uncles, and my cousins. From there, we just progressed all the way up till now. Actually, we hold one of the most world titles in Vallejo and in California. So yeah, we just have a whole bunch of kids that just been going on. I'm one of the instructors, and yeah.
You're only 22 years old. You have four and no record in your amateur career, but you transitioned into wrestling in high school, and you also wrestled for your junior college.
Yeah. I wrestled all through high school from freshman to senior year, and then from there I went to community college to wrestle for. I wrestled for Sacramento City College. I wrestled for their 141 weight class, and then the reason I was going to school to I'm still going to school to become a firefighter at the same time.
And how is it having your dad as your instructor and in your corner throughout this whole process?
Oh, it's been great. Like he's been by my side since day one. He's my main instructor. He's my pops. He's always there for me. He's the one that pushes me like to the limit, even when I'm down. He'll still keep on going at it. So I have like no more in the gas tank. And even so, when I have no more in the gas tank, we just keep going, keep grinding. So we're done.
Your last amateur fight was in January. You were scheduled to fight for a title in March, but with the whole COVID situation, what happened to that title fight?
So it was supposed to be held in March, and so I was just getting ready for it, and from there we were just waiting on till the okay, just because of COVID's going on. They're like, it's a maybe now, because in February they're like, yeah, it's going on, and like the following month they're like maybe, all the way till March they're like, okay, it's not going through. Maybe it might go through the next month, and then nothing was just going on. After that, all the events started closing down. So yeah.
And repping the island, I see the tat on the arm. Um, how exciting is it for you, being an up and coming young fighter, to see the success that the Guam fighters have had in Bellator, in UFC, and other fighting events throughout the world?
Oh, it's dope just because not a lot of people know what Guam is. Like down here, they asked me what my nationality is. I say Filipino Chamorro, and they're all like, "What's that?" And so, like, of course, I got to spit some knowledge on them. And then, so when I see these guys that rep Guam, I'm like, "That's dope." Like, I'm be one of those guys that be repping them too.
And recently, your camp decided to throw your name into the hat for the Bellator events or any other organizations out there that want to get you on a fight card. Tell us what that process was like, just working your way up and getting your name out there on the mixed martial arts scene.
Well, it's been a journey, shoot, like, cause all through the amateurs, we were trying to figure out when was the right time to go pro. And then like during this pandemic, and we're just training. We're like, why not? We could do it. And so, and basically all the guys I be training with, they're all pros. So if I could hang with these pros down here, I'm like, okay, I could go for it. So we all discussed about it and talked about it, and we're like, all right, let's go pro. So we put our names out, and once all this stuff is over, hopefully I get a call and I could start putting my name out there a lot more.
Yeah, you talked about the numbers for COVID being high in the area that you live in, but you're still out in the gym putting in that work. Talk about how training has been during these times of the pandemic.
Training's been good. We still train with like the same people. We make sure our teammates are always clean. Make sure if they feel sick or anything, stay home. If they go out like somewhere far, they just stay home till like for like a week or two, and then come back. But sometimes training has been it's been hard because we don't really get a lot of partners coming in, so it's like a lot of one-on-one stuff. But that's where we just push. That's where you just push yourself to just get better and better. This whole year, we all had like a whole plan to go fight here, fight there, and little do we know, everything's all canceled, everything's shut down. So since we got that, we're like, okay, let's just progress and get better. One of my boys, his name is Caesar Gonzalez. Yes, Caesar. He fought in Bellator. Who was fought in Bellator? Roger Severson. He fought in Bellator. Um, so far, those two are the ones that fought in Bellator, and everyone else we just been finding these little shows here and there.
And how's the fight scene out there? I mean, locally in the area you've competed in, amateur wise.
Fight shows are good. They're big. It's good because a lot of people show up to these events, and like we could get our names out there just a little bit more. But once we go pro and once we fight those big cages, of course our names are going to pop up a little bit more and more and more, especially once we start winning too. I've always been training since day one. I'm continuing training hard, pushing myself to the limit. uh the only difference is that it's just pro, just another different name. It's not amateurs no more, it's pros. So I don't really get nervous around that kind of stuff. I'm just in my head, I was like, all right, it's time to sit down and just get ready.
I know your mom and dad have been real big supporters throughout your career. Who else out there that you want to thank for helping you along your way so far?
Sure, I would like to thank my parents, my two sisters, my girlfriend, the Cry School, my teammates, the sponsors, everyone who's been riding along with me till this day and further to further on.